DreamWeavers StarTrax.
Hi, Star Trekkers. Welcome back to DreamWeavers StarTrax. Here I am with my amazing host, Ren Zai, acting coach extraordinaire, illusionist, songwriter, screenwriter, and he just so happens to be my husband. And I'm Karen Zai, and I'm a singing teacher and a songwriter and a singer. And we have to remind you guys what DreamWeavers StarTrax is all about.
Yes.
Trackers help the world, one story, one artist at a time.
And our business is under the acronym ROI, R-O-I. We run on imagination. So really everything we build is out of that, from
That's
singing, dancing, and hopefully all the choreography and acting stuff that we do. So why don't you tell them something cool that they can practice at home?
My tip of the day. Okay, singers, this is a really important tip. Most people don't understand this, especially singers. And if you're singing, it's good to be a singer. What am I saying?
It is.
At any rate, when you listen to a singer in a recording or in a show, you try to sound like them. I can't tell you how many students I've had that have gone, I just don't have it right. I just don't have it right. I'm like, why don't you have it right? I don't sound like them. And then finally I went, ding, ding, ding. Now I understand what you're talking about. Of course you're not going to sound like them.
No.
Number one, if you don't have the same type of vocal instrument as a singer, you're never going to sound like them. You're going to sound like you. Number two, a recording is in a recording studio with a recording engineer, with all kinds of recording magic happening. So you're sitting there listening to yourself without a $12,000 microphone, without a recording engineer that's being paid $20,000 for the session, without them mixing in different type of vocal effects to make your sound fatter, not like fatter like this, but the sound bigger. And there's all kinds of stuff that they can do. They stack it. They'll have like several tracks. Here's one time you sing it. Here's another time you sing it. Here's another time you sing it. Here's another time you sing it. So it sounds bigger.
Everything from a sound to some people will have you whisper very airy,
Right.
which adds a natural effect in.
Right.
It's kind of cool.
So don't try to sound like the singer. Sound like you.
The best of you, and it's doable that way.
I
All
love
right,
it.
cool.
What are you going to enlighten us with, dude?
Well, there's performance is based off of two directions. Just like emotions. There are emotions we want to have: happiness, joy, love, all that stuff. Things we don't want to have: fear, doubt, insecurity, all of that stuff. What I'm going to give you a quick tip on is a thing called submodality. Imagine you had 9 televisions in front of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 9 behind you. Well, you want to feel an emotion like, ooh, that's a positive emotion. I'm happy, I'm loved. You picture your movie in your head really high in one of these screens, especially dead center. Now, you can change the energy, believe it or not, in your own mind by dropping it a little lower or a little lower. Now, if you want to feel, oh my God, I'm a terrible person, I got to feel guilt in this scene, play it as though it were a voice in the back from one of these screens back here that you make up, telling you and reminding you when you were a kid and you've been hearing it and hearing it. And it's funny, if you think about someone yelling at you from behind, you will naturally be inclined, your brain will react naturally, oh yeah, I feel that. And if, whoa, look at this in front of me, towards what you want and away from a painful emotion. It's kind of a cool thing. We teach it in natural acting and transpersonal acting, and its term is submodality. So that's kind of fun.
That is so cool. And Ren just did an incredible workshop this weekend with some of our professional students. And we had Connor Weil from MTV Scream and Sharknado, and Roadies from, I think there was a Showtime show. He played young Paul, one of the stars, guest starred on that. He's done all kinds of stuff. He came in from LA for it. We had BZ, the voice, who is a very amazing, successful,
baritone bass, rare voice,
a successful voiceover artist who's transferring over to on camera. And what's really cool, in a few minutes, we have one of the other people.
We do.
That was at the workshop. And we're really excited to have her as our guest today.
She was on Broadway doing
young Nala in Lion King for, I believe, 4 seasons. She can correct me if I'm wrong.
And we're going to take a look here in a few moments. Let's watch the first 25 seconds let's see her from start to ending here and watch her growth pattern. It's really cool. Watch.
DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax.
Okay, that's totally
Wow.
amazing.
Yes.
This is Teshi on Broadway at what age?
10 years old.
10 years old.
What?
And you're going to see some of the footage, and we're going to take it from there.
And
And-
I have to put
yeah, go
something
ahead,
in there
please.
really quick. So
Please,
it's all
please.
about me. It's all about me.
Okay.
I had 4 other students that auditioned for that part at exactly the same time that Teshi did. I've never told her that.
Wow.
And Teshi was the one that got it.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And where we're going to start is, where did this all go? And one of the things we want to start with, because, oh, that's cool. What's it like? Let's start at the beginning. And we saw a little picture in the first one, the 25 seconds. You see her, and she's sitting in this chair, and she just looks very new to the world. What was it like the first time you sat in the makeup chair before you went on stage? And here it comes. What was going through your head?
Well, since it was like my first show, like being on like Broadway and everything, and I'm
Yeah.
like getting ready, I'm like super excited, and just sitting in that chair, I'm like, wow, I made it! Like, this is awesome. I've been wanting to do this, and so just to have like the opportunity to sit in that chair, I mean, it's amazing. So it was, oh my gosh.
Well, tell us about that.
Were you all squiggly
What's
inside?
it feel like inside? They're putting the makeup on, and
It like the face paint, like it only took like 15 minutes, but like the time we talked to each other, it felt like forever. But it was really cool, knowing that I'm a normal person, like doing what I love on Broadway. So it was really amazing.
So then you're out of the chair, you start walking. Once it feel like, all right, this is it, you're going to walk out, there's an audience out there, and this is your real first time. Talk to the world about this.
Well, when I was walking upstairs to go backstage,
Right.
to-
So,
on
so
stage,
the dressing rooms were downstairs.
Right.
Okay.
and we went up the stairs. So I had my Wrangler with me. He was prepping me.
What's a
we
Wrangler?
got this. A Wrangler
Ooh, that's
is
Yeah,
a, Wrang-
I know
a
what it is, but I
Wrangler
won't tell you.
is a he's like, he watches over like the kids in our room.
Oh, okay, cool.
He makes sure that everything's okay. Like, he'll ask if you need like anything before you go on stage.
So he's basically who the dude takes care of the
Yeah.
under 18s.
Oh, that's cool, because see, the only time I knew the word Wrangler is they'd throw a cow on its back and
Yeah.
feed up. I thought,
You're not
they had Wranglers for the children? Okay, so he kind of
Keeps the herd
coordinates and keeps everything moving.
Okay.
So your Wrangler gets you heading up.
He's like
Continue.
prepping me and everything, and I know that my family are out there, and I have nothing to worry about. And I've like been practicing for like 2 weeks, and I'm ready to like go on stage and perform.
Okay.
And it was really
So,
cool.
so was your heart like pumping?
Very like it.
Yeah, because then the first time, then the curtain just...
it's overwhelming. Like, I mean, just being around a lot of people backstage, like a lot of the cast, basically,
Yes.
and like they're like stretching, and they're like, oh my god,
They're all
I
calm
got
and chill,
it.
right?
Right, and I'm
And you're
I'm
like,
over here like, oh my god, I don't know what to do. So I mean, it was crazy, but I knew that I was like born to do this, So I
Yeah.
had nothing
That's
to
cool.
be worried about.
Did you just kind of like explode when you hit the stage for the first?
Yeah.
And it just took over just all your training and everything.
Mm-hmm. Like the 2 weeks we had like rehearsal, and we only had like 2 weeks. So I mean,
Ten.
And all the dancing that went with that.
it was
in 2
crazy.
weeks.
I mean, we had to learn dance moves, and then I had to learn Swahili. That I don't remember any of that anymore.
That's a language, people.
But those 2 weeks, and then I went on stage. Like the 2 weeks that I was rehearsing, I wasn't like, it wasn't there. But when I got on stage, I was like, wow. Like, it just happened, and I blew up, and that's cool.
You just exploded
I like
into
this.
Nala. Mm-hmm. You just
So-
became Nala.
What we're going to look at here a little bit, and what we're going to start to come up with here in a few moments, and we're going to look at a little section of her doing some dancing in New York and training, which is really kind of cool. And she's going to talk a little bit about the singing that she does at that point.
And her dancing.
And that's going to come up here in just a few moments. So watch this. This is really cool. And I'm going to disappear.
DreamWeavers StarTrax.
Welcome back, Star Trackers, and here we are again with the beautiful Teshi Thomas. And some of you might notice that I'm smaller. That's because I have magic. I have magic in me. I got it from the Lion King.
Yes.
Right? And it came from the land of Hakalugi. That was Ren's fault. He told me to say that. So, Teshi's my size. So I decided to, instead of towering over her, that I'd get off the pillow that I sit on and look at her so I don't look like somebody's kid. So what you just saw was Teshi dancing in a professional dance class in New York City.
And funny thing about it is that I had to get permission because I was like an adult class.
Right.
And so I was the youngest one there in that class, so I had to get permission. And like they gave me the permission to
From
do
the
it.
dance teacher?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, because you were working and half of the people in the class weren't. So, so they let you in. From that point of view, those of you guys that watch the show know that I started out as a dancer, danced way before I started singing, was a pro about a couple years after Teshi was at 10. I was pro at 12. And how did it feel to be in an adult class with professional dancers from Broadway? And not only how did it feel emotionally, how did it feel like with you having to keep up with them?
Oh, well, I couldn't dance about 4 years ago. I wasn't really a dancer. I was just kind of grooving along,
Like you were
doing
kinda
the
like,
Charleston,
hey, yeah.
all that stuff. And to be in a class with such professional people,
Accomplished dancers, right?
right? And it's kind of crazy that I was able to move along with them,
And keep up with them.
right? Because
Right.
the tempo, it could be super fast,
Really
and then they'll
fast.
teach
5,
it
6,
super
7, 8.
fast.
Bam.
And so
go
I'm
for it.
like, oh, okay, I have to think about this first and then go for it, But yeah.
But you were able to keep up, right? That is, she's young and has a very clear mind, and probably the intensity of the 2-week rehearsal with Lion King didn't hurt because your brain had to speed up to be able to pick up the combinations and
Right.
stuff really fast. Well, we don't have video, which I was really bummed about, of Teshi singing, but believe me, girlfriend can sing. I mean, you had vocal solos in The Lion King, right? Mm-hmm. What songs did you sing solo?
I had this one song. It's a morning song, and I believe Mufasa was just dying, and I was mourning for Simba because he was strong, he was dealing with it, but I could feel inside of him that he was
Right.
oh no, so I had to sing it for him. I was
What-
singing.
The feeling that
Yeah,
Simba.
right.
So how was it? Okay, now you guys have been in a lot of theater. I was in professional theater for years, but never made it to Broadway. How did it feel? Because those we know, the voice is part of our bodies. So if we're like,
Right.
how did it feel when you had to sing your first solo?
It was, oh man, it's crazy that it's just me singing. I sing by myself in the shower or something like
Right,
that.
right.
But
And it shows.
right, to perform in front of people out there, there's a lot of people.
Was Elton John in the? Because he wrote it.
No, he was not.
Oh, bummer.
I never got
Bum-
to see him. And
Bummer.
It was really crazy. But just to sing in front of people, show my talent.
Right.
It was the adrenaline and everything. It was just
I
pumping myself
bet.
up. I was getting myself ready, and yeah.
Well, and real quick, Teshi is 13, going on 14, and her voice changed a little bit, and we just started working together again. And let me tell you what, she is so good at what she does that she had to do some tap dancing to get her voice to work with this new instrument she had. And in 10 seconds, tell us about it.
It was overwhelming. It's cool to sing. I love singing. That's That's what I love to
And
do.
she's so sharp. She was able to do exactly what I asked her and was killing a Tori Kelly song. So watch this, because not only is Teshi a great person, a great singer, she's a great person.
And I want to give a big shout out to
Big Keith, and we really do thank you for everything. We wouldn't be here, I mean, because of you. So we really do thank you, and
thank you, Big Keith.
we love you. So yeah.
Let's pass it back to Tannis.
Woo!
DreamWeavers StarTrax.
The many faces of Teshi Thomas, right? What? Bully Busters? Those of you guys that watch the show all the time, we had actually Keith Bowen and some of the Bully Busters kids here, and Teshi one of them. And yes, she did do the voiceover for the cartoon, Little
China.
Little China, and that is Teshi, in Bully Busters. We all know that there are so many kids out there bullied and brutalized. I was one of them. I was a bullied kid. And Teshi does something about it. She takes her talent and her love of other people and uses it to help these bullied kids. And she also learned to be a radio DJ. So can you tell us a little bit about what made you want to become part of the Bully Busters team?
Well, I mean, first of all, I'd like to say it's like an honor to, you know, represent something super strong and put it out into the world. And, you know, I've been bullied, and it's really tough.
It hurts.
Yeah, it's really crazy, you know, and I want people to know that it's okay, because there's a lot of people that have been bullied.
Right.
And so, you know, you can always talk to somebody about it. You can't always let it stay inside, because that leads to suicide and all that stuff. And that we
Horrible.
can't be having that.
No, we cannot be having that.
So, I mean, like, you just gotta stay strong. That's what I.
Well, but you not only go on and talk about it, you guys, when you're not on the air, you mentor some of these kids, right? I mean, because, you know, they can talk to an old fart like me, but they're like, she don't know what I'm going through. You know, the caveman days when she was being bullied, it's different today. And it is different today than it was then, because you have computers and everything. So you actually, when you're off the radio show, you take calls from these kids, right?
Yes.
So you'll be in the middle of something important, and you'll get a phone call saying,
You know, like,
give us an example.
There's this one kid who called in, and he was like, oh man, I don't know what to do. You know, I don't want to kill myself, but I'm like leading up to that part. And I was like, no, that's like the worst thing that you could do is end your life over something probably super little or something really huge, you know.
Right.
So I mean,
And so what did you say to him that made him decide not to hurt himself? Do you remember?
I said, man, I'm trying to think. I said to, you know, stay strong, and, you know, go to a teacher, or like where your school, or a parent, or a friend's mom, you know, or brother, or something.
Someone you feel comfortable with
Right.
talking to. Yeah.
Right. And, you know, to tell them, and, you know, you can't always handle it by yourself, you know. I mean, that's like the first thing that you would probably think about.
Yeah, well, because kids go in themselves, they don't want to talk to an adult because they think that they did something to make this happen to them.
Right.
When they aren't responsible, it's these other angry bully kids. You know, they're feeling crummy inside about themselves, so they're picking on someone that won't fight back usually, because once you fight back, they'll leave you alone, and that's how I stopped being bullied. Fighting is bad, kids.
Right.
But it worked for me.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. It worked for me. That is so cool. So the thing that I love my Teshi, you know, but I'm so impressed that she's taken her career, which she's been very, very successful at, right? And she has chosen to use her visibility as a Broadway artist and her wonderful heart, and to help other people. Because we were talking about that before the show, right? It's not only being a successful artist, it's being a successful person.
Right.
So how does that make you feel about yourself?
I'm glad about how far I've come in like this entertainment industry. You know, it's amazing, you know, to see like kids come up to me and like, they're like, oh my God, I want to be you, and that's amazing. Like it
Wow.
feels awesome to have people come up to you. You know,
And
that's
be a role model.
right.
And be a good person as a role model, not pretending to be a good person, actually putting it in action. Well, we're going to come back with more of the beautiful Miss Teshi Thomas talking about her storytelling and her acting and what she's going to do next in her career.
No!
DreamWeavers StarTrax.
We're back. Okay. Well, that was an interesting piece, and what we're going to be dealing with for these next two sections is, first of all, okay, so you've done Broadway, you're a radio broadcaster, you're doing all this cool stuff. What follows Broadway? Same thing that got you to Broadway. Training, practice, and more practice.
Right.
So Teshi came in, and she's pushing the levels, and what you saw there is kind of a unique acting exercise, because they're aliens and they're not allowed to use a language they understand. All of it has to be visually cued, and their emotions have to make sounds that sound like a language. And so that's what we just saw there while playing with that. And kind of interesting little stuff that they get to do and play with. So you've learned, because that has to be, wow, I'm up here, it's like a roller coaster ride. Here's Broadway, and a show finally ends, or you, in your case, I'm getting too tall for this part.
Yeah.
That has to be a little different. What's the journey like after Broadway?
Since I moved on, I'm going on to like other things, like auditioning for like movies or TV show or like Broadway. It's cool to have that in me, like the Broadway kind of cred,
Yeah.
But I also want to go out for like other things, that takes training. So
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
The training never stops.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that in mind, like in that exercise, that's an unusual exercise. All of a sudden, all right, I know how to talk, I know how to speak, and now I have no language. And it's so fast, you don't get to think, because everything has to be reactive.
right.
What happened inside of you? Because there was dynamic change. We started a little bit a few weeks ago, and then boom, something started to happen in that one, and we'll see something after this too.
I have a tend to think a lot. So I have to think before I
It's a
do
negative side
something.
effect of being way too smart.
I know, but I didn't really think that time. I just kind of went out there and was like, oh, hey, I'm doing it. So this
Right.
is what I gotta do. And I have to learn to not be nervous about it, because this is what I want to do. So I have to be comfortable. So
And what are you learning? And there's a term, because the majority of people sitting out there listening to us, and I can see you out there. Oh yeah, stage fright. I get a little nervous now. What do we do with it? How do we get rid of that? What are you learning? You said you went out and did it. So you did it so quick you didn't have a chance to get nervous. So what is nervousness?
it's your consciousness.
Thinking too much.
Yes.
Because what is it, the movie that you played, in other words, you got this thing in an alien and you don't have a script, and you have to go from your feelings. The idea is, okay, I can plan something, and you know what? I plan stage fright. I plan nervousness. I got movies running in here about, they're going to see me, I'm going to make a mistake. Oh, I'm going to blow my lights. Oh, did I hit that note? Oh my God, that wasn't a move I was supposed to do while dancing. Okay, wrong movie.
Like you're like predicting yourself, oh my God, I'm gonna mess up. You can't think about that. You have to know that I got this,
Right. And we talked about it earlier. You put a movie right up in front of you, and you start looking at, oh, there's an audience. Oh, I wonder what if I hit a note. And we start making a little movie. Well, maybe at that part I might make a mistake. Or what if they don't like me? Or there's an agent out there, or a manager, and they're trying, I really want them. And we start seeing movies of failure when it has nothing to do with what we're supposed to do on stage.
Right.
And we've discussed this before, and you've learned, so the first thing we should all serve is
Dreaming while awake. You gotta
The
dream while-
story.
Oh, my bad. I knew it. I
It's
had
no,
it.
we're working on some other stuff.
Yeah.
But the story is in charge. If you keep your mind on what's the monologue, all right, it's a story. Stay focused, aim towards the story, not away from your fears. And while you're looking at the story, don't bring in a movie right in front of you that goes, oh yeah, stage fright, scary, oh, part about happy. This one will win. You're more rehearsed at it. So we have to redesign the movies, as we were discussing earlier, and that's kind of what happens. So let's watch this and see what she does next.
I mean, there's a lot of people out there that want to see me fail. A lot of haters out there. I won't lie. It hurts. It hurts deep. But you want to know something? I have too much love in my soul, and the people that don't believe in me, I do it for them. My loved ones are my truest inspiration. I do get motivated by my haters. It really all comes down to wanting to be able to do something worthwhile on this planet before I'm gone.
DreamWeavers StarTrax.
All right, let's do that. I hope that works. Okay. I hit the wrong button. All right. Now, your training. In that last piece you saw, that was strong. That's more film style. So, you want to do film?
Yes, most definitely.
Yeah, I think you're ready. You've got the discipline and you've got everything organized. And that was a pretty strong emotional response. That was a monologue you brought in.
Mm-hmm.
And after you worked on your principles, you disappeared into it. It's quite the piece. What happened to you during that time? It's like, whoa. That.
It just happened. I mean, it
What
was.
were you doing inside? And the biggest thing is, what did you do that allowed that to happen?
Well, I thought about things that happened to me in the past, or something that my friend has told me.
Right.
Because the monologue was based around me helping my friend because she's been going through a bad time.
Right,
I'm helping
right.
her out and telling her it's okay that I've been through the same
Cool.
things too. So I went back in time. I was like, I got this. I saw it and I just went for it.
Wow. And that's part of kind of what we talk about is once you're in the part, there's kind of three places, but the main one is that's your performance environment. You have a bridge environment, historical environment, who was I born as, da-da-da-da-da. What am I before I go in this room and throw my brother out the window and watch him fall in the pool? You've got to realize there needs to be a background to that. So you walked in and you used some of the stories and things of your life to bring into that. Mm-hmm. So it had a real natural emotional feel, which is one of the things I really enjoyed by watching that. And it feels like something. And one of the things we remind people about is how to don't try to move an audience. Don't try to get them to believe before what?
Before, we have to believe it ourselves in order
Right.
to,
And you've got to believe your story before we can.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. If you made a movie in, like I tell people, it's $1 trillion movie studio. Don't go out and get a cheap Polaroid and say, there, that's the image of what I think I want to do. Come on, you can dream up a universe, star galaxies, everything in a few seconds. Hollywood's never going to be that fast. And that is the difference in auditions and everything else. Some people go on an audition and they spent $20 on their mental production. Come on, you could spend $1 billion and feel nothing in your bank account, which I really like. So, with what you're going to do next and what's coming up, what are your plans? What's your goal? What do you really see? Where would you like to see yourself in about 5 years from now?
My goal, well, where I want to see myself is somewhere on on the big screen, in theaters or on a TV show, and I'm walking on the red carpet to the Emmys or something.
Ooh, I like that.
Or the Oscars. I see myself, working up to that. Yeah.
A friend of ours, as you met, young Connor, who's out there doing stuff, they have kind of a dream board, and a lot of actors I met out in LA actually do this. It's either in the bathroom as they're walking out. So one of the things you would do is say, well, I want to do that. What would I do? It's to help keep you focused so your life doesn't overtake your dreams. And you'd get a picture of someone walking on the carpet, your favorite actress. And you get up, that's got to be me. And you start looking, and your brain has a real unique power. If you start seeing something, your brain starts to figure out, like in a game of chess, what am I doing today that might get me there? Next thing you know, you start focusing and moving towards whatever's required to get to that. It's called a vision board, and it actually works. A lot of people have used them for decades, and it's pretty impressive how that happens. So, we are going to come back in just a few moments because a lot of you, as we have seen over here, are texting in. So what I want to find out is, we have your questions, your moment with Teshi.
DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax. DreamWeavers StarTrax.
Oh, there you are!
Oh my God, you're back!
Get out of the kitchen. I saw that. Your mother will find out you ate those cookies. Get out of there.
Bring
Get
me-
over here.
bring
You're
me
probably
some.
the one who sent that question that we're going to look at later.
But
so.
I want some cookies because I didn't bring these guys. I always bake cookies and bring them to everybody here.
This is
I did
true.
not make cookies today.
Ta-da-da-da.
I know.
Okay, so
Welcome back,
now it's your turn, and wow, we got some
Star Trekkers.
questions coming in today from Miss Teshi.
Yes, we
So
do.
here we are.
So you have
And
a
this is Desiree,
Our producer and the boss of us.
who's going to do a really cool dance from Trinidad next week.
I am.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't tell you about this?
No.
Okay!
right.
We'll have to watch
It's a
it.
surprise to all of us.
She's from Trinidad, and she showed me pictures of people doing. I'm like, New Orleans.
Wow, that's funny. Okay. First question is from Michael, who lives in Maine. Michael
Michael from
says,
Maine, Michael. No, sorry.
what drove you to want to audition for Broadway?
Oh man. I watched Hairspray, and I saw Hairspray
nice.
live, and there's little Inez, who I really
Right.
looked up to. And,
Motormouth's daughter, right?
I loved
Right.
her. She's just amazing, and so she kind of made me, want to go forward to it. I wasn't like, oh my God, like, man, can I do this? Or like, because I'm just a normal kid. Do I got it? Or So it I don't know. It was crazy. Yeah.
So that made you want to go to Broadway
way,
and
that's
audition
awesome.
for
Were you from here when you made it to Broadway?
Yes.
That's kind of cool. So remember, we're in Las Vegas, and she got to Broadway from here.
And they
So, yeah.
Very
auditioned.
cool.
They auditioned from all over the country. I know that for a fact. Like I said, I have 4 students that auditioned for it, and only one of them, besides Tash, lives in Vegas. They all live in different places. In the
So
country.
Maine is also close to New York.
Nice.
Okay,
Yeah. All right. So Sierra from Kentucky, she says, who
Hey, y'all.
is the best actor in your eyes?
Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. There's so many good ones.
Why don't you pick one male and
Who
one
moves
female?
your heart the most, the quickest?
Wow. Jeez. I can't choose. There's so many good ones. Like, There's, man. Oh my gosh.
Who's the strongest woman actor that's moved your heart in the last
Yeah.
year, watching films and stuff?
One movie that really stuck out to me. I watched Les Mis for the first time,
Love it.
and Anne Hathaway. That she played an amazing role.
She's
brilliant.
That I haven't seen that. The last time I watched that movie, I was in New York, and I was backstage getting ready, and I was like watching it. She really moved me, and it was really amazing. So
and
That's
they
awesome.
sang that live. They did not track that in a recording studio.
Wow.
Really?
Everybody sang that live.
Woo!
Hugh
That's
Jackman,
awesome.
Anne Hathaway.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Even Wolverine?
Hugh Jackman did. Sang it live, y'all.
Very cool. All right. Oops.
Thank you, Dad.
All right. Thank you. All right. 1 second. Let's get these back. Okay. Xander from Oregon wants to
Hey,
know
Xander. Nice
how
name.
much time do you invest in rehearsing?
Well, I sing whenever I can. I dance whenever I can. I mean, man, I practice mostly every day whenever I get a chance to. Of course, I got to do school. And,
And you homeschool, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And, whenever I get a chance to rehearse, I mean, I'm on it. I want to get better in life,
Right.
So that's
Be
kind of
prepared.
right.
Luck is when opportunity meets preparation.
There you go.
She was prepared.
There
She
you
took
go.
the classes. She was ready in her head when she got NALA, and she rocked it.
Very
Cool.
cool. All right, so Gabe, who's actually lives here in Las Vegas, Gabe says, what
Wendy.
do you like to do for fun?
Oh, man. Besides, like, singing, dancing.
There it is.
There you have it.
Yeah.
Man, I actually, man, I don't know. I mean, I like to choreograph dances. I mean, that's still kind of like I like to
There it
sing
is.
and stuff.
But that's
cool.
good.
But like, I like
Yeah.
to choreograph dances, and I like to do hip hop because like that's what my strongest point is. I'm working on to like ballet and contemporary and all that stuff. But yeah, I like to choreograph dances.
So in other words, you live, breathe, and eat.
Yes.
Dance, singing, and
Yes.
acting. Got it. Even
what's
for fun. Okay,
What's
cool.
fun is what you want to do for a living.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Teshi.
Successful person,
Whenever
successful
I can.
life, successful performer. Right?
Right.
Yeah. All right, so we have Sadie, who's from Oklahoma City.
Sadie,
Sadie
married lady.
says, do you keep in touch with the cast from Lion King?
Oh man. Mostly like the young Simbas and young Nalas that I worked with, not like any of like the adults or anything.
Yeah, well, that would be weird.
There's actually I've recently talked to Caleb, who is currently he's in Brazil or like London right now, I believe so. And he made this huge Netflix series called Stranger Things.
Oh
And
yeah, we haven't watched that yet. We know about that.
It's amazing.
truly amazing.
Yeah,
And
it's
so,
awesome.
so Cabe is your friend.
Caleb, yeah.
Caleb is your friend.
Yes, and
Okay.
it's cool to talk to him. I'm glad he hasn't forgotten me or anything because I'm
Yeah,
proud
because
of
you're
him.
so forgettable.
Yeah.
Was he the Simba that was in
Young-
the pictures with you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. You'll see. Go to our DreamWeavers StarTrax DreamWeavers StarTrax Facebook page or our Instagram, and you'll see a picture of Teshi and Caleb together.
Yes.
Very cool.
Very cool.
All right, so we have Julianne, and she's from Alabama.
What?
And the question is there any advice you'd like to give to the kids out there?
Well.
Oh, hey, just saying.
She's prepared.
Your notebooks up. Go for it.
I would like to say, don't give up on your dreams. Go for it. Don't let anybody tell you what you think is right. You gotta stick to your plan, what you have in life. And you have to believe in yourself. And yeah, you just gotta do your thing. You know that you have it. You have your star factor. And yeah, you just gotta believe in yourself. That's what I tell myself all the time. So I hope it helps you guys.
And it helps to do the work to make that dream happen.
course.
Because some people dream it, and then they sit around and wait for it to happen.
They wait for the doorbell.
The doorbell,
like-
but
Yeah.
It's gonna come any second now.
yeah, not so much.
And we
Yes.
discussed that the other day in class. We just talked about a vision board. You've got to have something that shows what you want to be, who you want to be. And then every day, 3 questions that are really important to your dream. Is this helping me move towards that? Then you got to do it. Whatever it is, you got to work that hard. Does this take me towards it? No? Then you probably got to say no.
Yeah.
And if you're not sure, you got to wait till it's yes, it takes me towards my dream, or no. If you will hold that discipline, you will move like lightning. And every day will be a step closer towards your dreams. But like they said, you can't want it. I keep going out and I want a motorcycle. And then
He does, by
I
the way.
even went out and watered my old motorcycle helmet, and all I've got is a very oddly stained motorcycle helmet. It's been 2 years. So I'm going to have to try a different technique.
Yeah, you got to do the
So,
work.
yeah.
Absolutely. All right, so I think we have enough time for one more quick question.
Idaho.
So Dennis from Florida, he says, what challenges have you faced as a child actor?
Ooh. I mean, there's like a lot of people who like beat you down. They're like, oh, hey, you can't do this, or hey, you gotta work harder. there's like a difference between like, you know, motivation or like, you know, putting you down. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Good
yeah.
point, Tesh.
Yep.
So I mean,
Good point.
there's a lot of obstacles, but you just gotta, you know, jump over that, you know, hurdle.
How'd you do that again?
Just jump over the hurdle. But yeah, that's pretty much the thing. Oh, get some
Mama
water.
choking.
Good nonverbal there. Okay.
Do you try this at home? I'm a professional.
All right. This has been fun.
Thank you,
Thank
Ted.
you
Yes,
so
thank you
kindly
so
in sharing
much.
with everybody out there your dream and your world.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And
Thank
what we
you,
got
everybody,
coming up
again for your
Now,
questions.
next week, tell us a little bit about the group coming up.
OMG. They are the Orphan Brotherhood Kung Fu Stunt Team.
From
right.
Lohan.
They sound
Lohan
amazing.
is
From
a local
Lohan
one.
Kung Fu, Shaolin Kung Fu, and that's actually where Ren studies. And they will be here. Lance and Aaron from the team will be here, and they've done all kinds of movies and stuff.
And a lot of
fun
stunts.
time.
So we'll see you next week, and keep dreaming and keep doing something about those dreams.
Thank you,
See you
Tesh.
later.
Love you.
Aloha.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
DreamWeavers StarTrax.